Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So we are here yet again with the final war of the season, war number 12, and what a season New Nation has had. We definitely got put through the ringer, and that is something that I will be talking about at the end of the video, because I'm gonna get ahead of the straight line there. If somebody's gonna jump to the comments and say that, ooh, KT1 is salty, yeah, I am a bit annoyed with the Alliance War season this time around. But again, I'm going to discuss that at end of the video. Before that, we are matching GT40 for the second time. First time around, we did beat them, but not really. We only beat them because effectively there was somebody in that team who didn't place the defense, so we had like a 1.8 attack bonus extra, and we ended up needing that because effectively we won because of that. Ultimately, we have beaten GT40 in the past, but it is undeniable that they are like the top alliance, and we're gonna need the best performance if we want to have a chance to beat them. Ultimately, GT40, we matched them twice this season. Then we matched JA, we matched TCN twice this season. Virtually all of the top alliances we matched at least one or two times. So New Nation definitely had extremely difficult war season. But I suppose it's an appropriate way to finish it. Right, that being said, even if we won, we would not make top 3. And that is just stupid as well, because, yeah, we can talk about it at the end. Meanwhile, I am bringing in a team of Archangel Nimrod and Penny Parker. That's right, Penny Parker is taking to the Alliance War attack phase. I believe the first time I used her for attack. Additionally, what you guys should probably note is that so far this season I have been deathless, which, well, it has been a few seasons since I did that. I normally die once or twice, some silly mistake or something. But this season I managed to avoid it, and Diablo sowed carnage, and in general I also took more fights this season than I normally do, in addition to 4 final bosses. So that's not too bad, quite happy with that. If we finish this season deathless. So this is the last stressful bit of this war as well. And obviously every single death in this war matters. This war will be decided by 1 or less death to give away the ending a little bit. So obviously if I die, it's basically all over. And the first fight here is Personal Space Fury, Underhanded Comment, and Snowballing Fury. The base idea is I just don't want to let Immortal Abomination at any point gain 3 Fury buffs. Otherwise, it's just going to get trickier. And in order to do that, I'm going to try to keep him away from me. But there will be a common theme in this war, and that is going to be the fact that I can't seem to be able to land my parries. Or some... I think first 4 fights, in every single fight I'm going to have issue with parries. And this one I definitely already kind of messed up the start here as well. And now I'm getting cornered, which is not great. If I do use my level 1, which I do want to do, I need to do it at a specific time when my timer is about to expire. Here I just landed it pretty much at the last moment, but obviously I did get clapped there. Still win at 93% health, nothing too crazy. And now I just need to build up to 10 of my charges. Now that I have, I can use my level 2. Whilst energy vulnerability is active, my Nimrod is SIG 200, so that energize and energy vulnerability from level 1 lasts quite a bit of time. And after that, level 2, the I-bomb just drops. Nimrod is actually quite good against the Immortal Abomination. I have tested and done that matchup quite a lot in Battlegrounds, and it works just fine. The most crucial part is kind of you want to time at level 1, where you get both effects before you get to 10 charges. And you can do that if you basically throw your level 1 as you're going to shift your phases. Now, this fight, fairly straightforward. You know, sloped armor and buffet overtime and vigorous assault. This fight I'm taking with Archangel, and it should be very easy. Parry heavy, get some neuros on, and then I can dex. If I dex early, I'm going to trigger buffet overtime, and he's going to go unblockable, which is going to force me to dex again, and then, obviously, I will be in trouble because that will re-trigger buffet overtime. And this fight made me, poop some construction materials. But you can see, I miss a parry, and I dex, and that gets nullified, and he's unblockable. And now I dexed again, and I hit his block once, knowing that I can't hit his block. Now I finally get in a heavy attack, but that getting rid of my dexterity buff also re-triggers that thing. So now I have kind of like a job to do to ideally get few poisons going. Again, I make a mistake, and at this point I thought I'm in trouble, but here I dropped my level 1, so I got my first neuro going, and here I just need to get clean, do the parry heavies, and everything's fine. I created some space with a special attack. Now I have 3 neuros, couple of bleeds, everything is under control, and thank goodness. That first part of the fight was so sketchy, and it's just because I missed the opening parry and I dexed. I should have just let him hit me, if anything, or I don't know. But I did not need to do this. So I made this significantly harder for me on the incoming theme of missing parries. Now moving on, I need to deal with Wong, and this fight's very similar. I don't want to really dex in order to trigger anything else, and I just want to parry heavy. Don't dex too much, parry heavy, life's good. You can block the specials as well, and if you have some bleeds especially to get some poisons, and that's it for Wongers. This is also my last fight with Archangel, so even if I do get clipped, it doesn't matter too much. And here we can see, it starts off pretty fine, not the best RNG, 2 heavies, only 2 bleeds, and no poisons. So 3 heavy attacks, nothing happens, but here I just block his special one that gives me a couple of poisons. So now I get my neuros going. Now the opponent's going down quickly enough. I have 5 neuros on that Wong, and he's pretty much toast. And there at the end, again, I was going for a parry, but nope. No parries for me. I would be very annoyed if I had to use Archangel again in this war, but I don't, so that's fine. I don't care that Archangel's health is a bit lower. Now, this next fight is Domino. It does have Buffet node active, and obviously, Nimrod doesn't have anything to protect him from Buffet over time. But at the same time, it's Nimrod against Domino. So we all know what's going to happen. She's going to heal here and there, but it's not necessarily the worst thing because her healing will also let me get my charges in order to enter Eradicate quicker. So here, now that I do have 10 charges, I drop my level 1. I get Energize, Energy Vulnerability. I enter Eradicate Protocol. Everything's fine. Now I just need to make sure she actually uses her level 2. But here, she perfect blocked me twice in a row. That kind of annoyed me. So she nearly got almost a bar of power from those 2 perfect blocks. Well, she was lucky. Anyways, fine. She is healing. As we can see, she actually regened quite a bit. I didn't even really notice it because I was focusing on setting up my level 2. Because when I do drop my level 2, this is exactly what happens. And there's not much to worry about. It's Nimrod against Domino and life's good. Right. And then I do have one more fight. And that one more fight is against this Nick Fury. And this is where Penny Parker is brought in. So this is stun immune, hazard shift, Nick Fury. It can be a tricky fight. Actually, one of our recent wars, we did drop a KO here. And I'll be using Penny Parker. The problem of this fight, however, will be to kind of manage planetary endurance. At times, it will actually be helpful to me because I will be able to benefit from it to push Nick Fury to level 2s. And obviously with Penny Parker as well, whenever we fill a bar of power for Nick Fury, she gains her charges, so it's not too bad of a thing. I just cannot ever let it get out of hand. And I cannot get cornered in this fight. That's kind of like the key aspect. If I get cornered, I'm dead. So here again, I get him close to 2 bars of power. Unfortunately, he decided to drop 4 hits in my block, but that's fine. Again, I get him to 2 bars of power. Now, I do want to hit his block once to get rid of Flourish charges. I also successfully bait out a heavy attack. Now I'm going to drop my level 1. He's going to be on 19 charges. That tells me he's not going to throw his level 1 at all. And, well, now again, he goes for 3 hits. He just does not want to throw his heavy attack in this fight. But it's fine. We're getting rid of those Flourish charges. Obviously, Penny Parker being completely shock and poison immune lets me completely ignore the hazard chip node. Now I do have 12 charges here. Unfortunately, I do mess up and I get clapped a bit, but I did put on an indestructible 3 boost and he did not finish a combo with light, so everything's good. I do drop my level 2 with 13 charges. It will not be enough to take him completely down, but, we are well over halfway there. So for the next part, I do want to drop another level 1, and then another level 2 will be enough, or in reality, it's going to be an overkill. Again, him having a couple of flourish charges does not bother me at all. It actually is somewhat helpful, making it easier for me to push him to level 2. There's 16 charges here, 15, so he's completely unblockable, but it doesn't matter at the moment as my goal is to bait out the level 2. And I keep him at 18 charges there, and now I carefully push him past that bar of power and hold block, hoping he doesn't use his level 2. He doesn't. I push him 2 bars of power, and now I just need to drop my level 2, and life's good, because obviously Penny Parker shuts down Nick Fury's second life. And that is it. That is my Deathless season in, and absolutely awesome. Well happy with that. It's been a few seasons since I went completely Deathless. And yeah, this season, again, I took more fights than I did in previous ones. I did have like 4 boss kills, which I'm quite happy with as well. And overall, New Nation played actually quite well. And with all reality, and this is where you can bring in your, oh, KT1 is just being butthurt comments. Because, well, even if we won this war, given the fact that spot number 3 alliance, Nath, and I'm not saying anything bad about them. That's also important to understand. I don't have anything against those guys. But even if had we won this war, we still would be outside of top 3. We would have finished 4th place. Obviously, that part is our own fault. And unfortunately, we're not winning this war. GT40 decided to donut us. This is like the second donut somebody does to us this season. So, you know, JA and GT40 have been exceptionally strong this season. We played well. We gave away 1 death in this entire war. And, you know, it's just not enough sometimes at this level. But that is what really kind of pisses you off. Because I know that the Nath Alliance is flat 1, kind of like maybe bottom of the Masters level alliance by all accounts. The entire season, I think they matched 1 or 2 strong alliances, and other than that, I think they're fighting old driver now, a team that died against them like 39 times. Nath did actually end up playing against us, which was like their 1 or 2 strong wars this season, and they died like 14 times, which is obviously a solid performance. And again, I have nothing against that alliance, but due to how matchmaking works, they basically managed to dodge almost all of the strong alliances. And yeah, they matched guys who die like 30 times against them, enough times in a row. And they are in the 3rd spot now. Even though every single one of the, you know, realistic top 10 alliances would win a war against Nath virtually 9 times out of 10 or 19 times out of 20. So, this is another one of those seasons that's completely, you know, decided, I would say, by matchmaking, where there are alliances like us in this case. And I don't feel like too sorry for New Nation not making top 3. It's not that big of a deal. You know, that rewards difference is relatively negligible. It's more of the entire idea of like, you know, leaderboard, but that leaderboard is absolute bullshit. And it's just because of war matchmaking algorithm, where a weaker alliance gets to duck all of the stronger ones and then finish at top 3 in the world when, you know, realistically, again, I'm not saying anything bad against those guys. I'm not saying they're doing it on purpose, but they end up being in top 3 when they should have no business being up there. But hey, you know, it happens. So New Nation finished top 10 Masters, which again, you know, not the worst thing to ever happen. As I said, there isn't that big of a rewards difference from like 2nd or 3rd spot to top 10 anyhow. And overall, for me personally, I definitely did have an interesting season. Plenty of tense wars, plenty of interesting fights. And, you know, you win some, you lose some, and then you end up somewhere in the middle. Let me know how you guys are doing this season, and I will catch you guys soon. See ya. Bye. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about